Young Dexter Fowler will start it off. Switch hitter, 23 years old, and takes a big slow curve in for a strike. Part of the bronze medal winning Team USA squad in the 2008 Olympics. Fowler's from Atlanta, Georgia, and the strike one pitch to Dexter is fouled away. He's big and stringy. He is 6'4", about 185 pounds, and he was a high school All-American when he was at Milton High School in Alpharetta, Georgia. Runs very well. Stole as many as 43 bases in the minors. Strike two pitch on the way, and Fowler fouls it away off to the right. He became a pro in 2005, and he was on a fast track. He was in Colorado last year. Just 13 games, hit about $1.50. But they're going with him now. He's got a lot of talent. So Dexter Fowler, Ryan Spilborghs, and Todd Helton in that order. Randy into the windup. Wolf comes back, and that's going to go foul down the right field line out of play. Fowler came off the bench the other day and had an RBI pinch hit double. That was his first career pinch hit. On the road trip, he's 1 for 5. Has hit a home run from each side of the plate in his young career. The strike two pitch down and dirty, ball one. 1-2 the count. So the veteran Randy Wolf going up against the raw young outfielder with a lot of talent. That would be Dexter Fowler. The 1-2 pitch on the way is inside at the knuckles. 2-2 the count. The Rockies have a 4-game winning streak here at Dodger Stadium. Last year they came in. Clint Hurdle and his ball club had back-to-back series victories at Dodger Stadium. 2-2 pitch, big bouncer wide to third. Casey Blake sidearms in time for the out to Mark Loretta, who is over there at first base. So one away. Take a look at the Dodgers defensively. Ramirez, Kemp, and Ethier in the outfield. Blake for call. Hudson and Loretta at first, and the battery of Wolf and Martin. Mark Loretta playing first base against a left-hander, and it's a chance for James Loney to get a breather and take the night off. So Loretta, the veteran, takes over at first. One out, first inning, and Ryan Spilborghs coming up. Right-hand hitter batting .257, and Ryan takes low, ball one. Spilborghs, another talented young outfielder, and they have a few on this Colorado ball club. He's from Santa Barbara. Holds up on a pitch that catches the outside corner, and that runs the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Spilborghs, a very successful first ball hitter, but he's up there now 1-1. Takes a slow freight just off the plate. Big slow curve, 67 miles an hour. That was one of the many pitches that Randy Wolf had going for him in Arizona. 2-1 pitch on the way, and that's down and off the plate. Ball 3, 3-1. Spilborghs from Santa Barbara, went to the University of California in Santa Barbara. He was a 7th round pick about 7 years ago. The 3-1 pitch to Ryan, and that's swung on and foul back, and the count 3-2. No home runs for Spilborg, 4 RBIs. For Colorado, they've been on a little bit of a home run tear. They've had at least 1 home run in 7 of the 8 games in which they played. Now the 3-2 pitch coming up, and Spilborg takes ball 4. So Ryan draws the walk, and the veteran Todd Helton coming up.
For the Rockies, first baseman, number 17.
In looking at Randy Wolf and his work against Colorado, Helton, for instance, hitting .250 against him with a home run. So Randy heaving a big sigh out there on the mound before going to work on Helton. Helton is a rarity, and of course, if you've been following the game, you'll know a lot about him. But he has had a remarkable career as he takes a strike. Only 5 players in Major League history possess a .325 batting average, 400 on base percentage, .570 slugging percentage. He is one of the 5. Left-hand hitter, formerly a quarterback at the University of Tennessee. In the strike one pitch, and that's in there, strike 2. The 5, Lou Gehrig, Albert Pujols, Babe Ruth, Ted Williams, and Todd Helton. In the immortal words of Pearl Bailey, that ain't no bad crowd to hang around with. 0-2 the count to Todd. He looks at a breaking ball off the plate. Helton has had a bad back. It really ruined last year for him. Clint Hurdle says that Todd's back is okay, and he had a great spring. He was the best hitter on the club in the spring, but hitting just 200 at the start of the year. The 1-2 pitch on the way, and he's protecting his right elbow and looks at strike 3 called. So Helton caught looking. 2 down, strikeout number 1 for Randy Wolf. Pretty good pitch up around the knees, and for a left-hand hitter, that's the kind of a pitch you'd expect Hilton to jump on, especially with 2 strikes. So he had to be looking for something else. Interesting thing about Colorado and the Dodgers, normally in the division, one team plays the other 18 times, but that does not hold up this year. This year, the Dodgers play Colorado 21 times. Why the additional 3? Joe Torre's club plays the Rockies while there is interleague play. So it means that Colorado will come here 4 times this year. Randy Wolf throws to first. Spielborg's diving back. Last year, the Dodgers won 5 of 9 here and managed to win 5 out of 9 in Colorado. So Randy Wolf, after walking Spielborg, strikes out Helton, and here's Garrett Atkins, and the Bruin takes a strike, and the count 0-1. One of the problems, and certainly we're not laying the body at Garrett's doorstep, but one of the problems that the Colorado Rockies had last year, when Helton went down, they looked to Atkins, and he just couldn't cut it. He takes a curveball low. Garrett wound up doing reasonably well on paper with a .286 batting average, but he did not do what they had hoped when Helton went down. Well, if they have a healthy Helton, they figure to be a lot better this year, and it takes pressure off Garrett. 1-1 pitch is instead a throw to first. Atkins, signed by the Rockies, facing Randy Wolf. Randy 4-2 in his career against Colorado. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Wolf slow curveball, but he misses low with it. Ball 2. 2-1 the count. One of the things you look for, and certainly not in this instance, but if you're playing against Colorado and you're thinking along with Clint Hurdle, when the moment comes up, you would think that he would go for the sacrifice. Now, not now. 2 down, first inning, 2-1 count to Atkins. But over the last few years, in fact 4 of the last 5 years, Clint Hurdle is the #1 manager in the use of the sacrifice. Despite the fact they play in Colorado and the ball traveled so well. And we'll see this year if Hurdle changes his style. 2-1 fastball is low and away. Ball 3. Randy Wolf has a brother, Jim Wolf, who is a major league umpire and can work anywhere in Randy's games except the plate. Well, we have the brothers Welke, the umpires tonight. At first, Bill Welke, who's been umpiring for 9.5 years in the bigs. Tim Welke, his brother, is at third, 25 years. Meanwhile, a drive by Atkins into right center field. Matt Kemp, a lunging try, and he can't catch it. Here comes Spielborg to the plate to score on the long double by Garrett Atkins, who has now hit in 6 straight. So Garrett Atkins, who had 21 home runs, 99 RBIs, drives one into the gap, just missed by Matt Kemp after a long run. Atkins, right-hand batter, and of course Kemp was shading him to left center. So Matt tried to come back and catch up, got the glove out, and just missed it. So a long double for Atkins, and that puts the Rockies on the board, leading 1-0. And the batter is Brad Hobb, who has worn out Dodger pitching as Spielborg is back in the dugout talking to Clint Barmas. The run is in. Hopp, left-hand hitter, fouls it back, and the count 0-1. A career .351 hitter against the Dodgers. Brad was out. He had some leg problems, severe cramps, but he is okay and back in the action. Hopp 1 for 4 against Randy Wolf in the past. Left-handed delivers that curve ball, but it cuts down and off the plate. I don't think he's thrown that curve for the strike yet, and it's 1-0 Colorado. Randy leaning in, reading a sign flashed out by Russell Martin as Atkins takes his lead at second. The 1-1 pitch coming up. Wolf at the belt. Randy delivers fastball, and that's high. Ball 2, 2-1. So Wolf struggling a little bit. Got Fowler on a ground ball. Walked Spilborghs. Struck out Helton. The long double by Atkins drives in Spilborghs. And the Rockies have jumped out in front 1-0. Brad Hopp waiting. 2-1 to count to the boy from Fort Worth, Texas. And he takes, and that's a breaking ball off the plate. So for Randy, a little different than his game in Arizona. In Arizona, Rick Honeycutt could watch him and he'd throw that breaking ball, and if he missed the corner, he'd miss by just an inch. But most of the time, all he did was throw strikes. Randy straightens up. The 3-1 pitch is swung on and missed. 3-2. Brad Hopp for the Rockies last year, 25 home runs, 85 runs batted in. He'll be 30 years old the end of June. Meanwhile, Randy Wolf is working hard. This will be his 28th pitch, and the left-handed fastball fouled away again. Brad Hopp figures to be around a while, having signed a 3-year deal, so he'll be giving the Dodgers headaches right into 2011. Randy Wolf checking. Brad Hopp waiting. Now Randy set, looks back at Atkins, comes back 3-2, and that swung on and hit to right center and deep, and that ball is carrying all the way into the bleachers for a home run. So for Randy Wolf, he's given up a walk, a double, and now a home run to a guy who torments the Dodgers anyway, Brad Hopp. And the Rockies have jumped out in front, leading 3-0. So the Rockies, who gave the Dodgers somewhat of a bad time last year, we told you, winning back-to-back series here, and Hopp just squares onto that pitch and drives it out. So Randy Wolf in a hole here in the first inning, 3-0, and the batter now will be Troy Tulowitzki, as the ball, a high fly ball, landed just on top of the staircase in right center. Tulowitzki goes the other way, a ground ball single to right, before we could tell you that he went to school at Long Beach State. So up jumps trouble. The walk to Spilborghs, the 2-out double to Atkins, the big home run by Brad Hopp, followed by the single by Tulowitzki. Brad Hopp's first home run of the year, because he'll hit plenty before he's through. He hit as many as 29 for the Rockies in 2007. So Rick Honeycutt has gone out to the mound. We're talking about the fact that Brad Hopp is going to be around a while to torment the Dodgers. But of course, remember Todd Helton. I mean, Hopp has signed a 3-year deal. Todd Helton back in 2001 signed a 9-year deal for $141 million. And actually, Helton, with the extension, is going to be with the Rockies through the 2012 season. So Randy Wolf shaken up and now going to work on Chris Iannetta. For Wolf, the first home run that he's allowed this year. As he straightens up and looks over at Tulowitzki, the pitch to Iannetta is swung on and fouled back. When the Rockies signed Chris Iannetta, they expected him to be a good catcher. Took a little while maybe, but he has reached that stage now. He is very highly regarded as a terrific defensive catcher. Give you an idea why, as he's tied up on a pitch in on the hand, strike 2. He has gone 135 games without making an error. Yorvit Torrealba, who catches with him, once went an entire season without committing an error. That was back in 2005. Here's the strike 2 pitch on the way. Big curveball, but he misses, and that's really been the difference. He's making more pitches because he has not been able to throw the curveball for a strike. Ionetta is from Providence, Rhode Island. Went to school at the University of North Carolina. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Chris. Fastball popped in the air, foul and out of play. Ionetta, 6-footer and built like a catcher, 220 pounds. Signed with the Rockies back in '04 out of the university. Ionetta last year had 18 home runs. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and the catcher takes just off the plate. 2-2. Showing a bit of discipline. 18 home runs, 65 runs batted in for Chris. This year, however, right now he's hitting about a half a buck. 1 home run, 1 RBI. Wolf is set down 3-0 in the first inning, and the curveball is swung on and missed. He threw it for a strike and gets himself his second strikeout. A little too little and much late. The end of half an inning. Rockies 3, Dodgers coming up. We mentioned that Brad Hopp was a .351 career hitter against the Dodgers. When he homered here in the first inning, it was the 16th career home run he has against the Dodgers, and he has not hit more than 9 against any other club. So he's inspired at the sight of the blue, and we go to the bottom of the first inning. The Dodgers stack up this way for COL, Hudson, Ramirez, Kemp, Ethier, and Martin. The only change at first base, Mark Loretta tonight. Casey Blake at third, and Randy Wolf on the mound. Jorge De La Rosa is on the mound for Colorado from Monterrey, Mexico, and lives in San Nicolas in Mexico. He was signed out of the Mexican League by the Diamondbacks in 1998. When he finally made it to the big leagues, however, he came up with the Brewers. Then he went to the Royals, and then last year he hooked on with the Rockies. He is the kind of a pitcher who has good stuff, and if he survives 6 innings, he is 8-1. The left-hander ready and deals for COL, who led off last night with a home run, takes a strike. Raphael hitting .244. 24 leadoff home runs in his career, 12 as a Dodger, 12 as a Brave. Strike one pitch on the way. De La Rosa's fastball is fouled away, second level off first base, and the count 0-2. So for COL trying to lead the Dodgers back. Dodgers with their 5-game winning streak. Among other things, Wolf giving up 3 runs. During this winning streak, the Dodgers are averaging just about 7.5 runs a game. For COL takes a fastball very high. Ionetta had to come up out of the crouch. So Randy Wolf gave up a walk, a single, a double, and a home run, all in the first inning for 3. So the Dodgers now try to scramble back. De La Rosa comes back 1-2. Fastball hit in the air to left field and shallow, coming up in a hurry, and it's going to drop. Spilborghs and Tulowitzki, neither man could get under it. And so for Rafael Furcal, a fly ball single into left field. Orlando Hudson will be coming up with Furcal the leadoff single. Tulowitzki going out, Spilborghs coming in, and for them, maddeningly dropping just between the stripes. Finally picked up and recovered by Spilborghs. So Spilborghs and Tulowitzki unable to get under it. Little fly ball single for Rafael, and here is the O-Dog hitting .366. And De La Rosa's pitch, a push bunt foul up along first base, and the count 0-1. Hudson not trying to sacrifice, he was trying to leg one out. 0-1 the count to Orlando Hudson. Hudson, of course, having a huge homestand because of hitting for the cycle. So Orlando, as he checks back in at the box, hitting right-handed against the lefty. During this homestand, he's hitting .615. He's had 5 multi-hit games. 300 hitter for the Diamondbacks last year and an All-Star. All right, 0-1 the count, and the pitch is a fastball inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. On deck, Manny Ramirez still looking for his first home run of the year. And you know what? He has never hit a home run against Colorado in 69 previous at-bats. 1-1 pitch on the way, swung on and foul back, and Hudson is there 1-2. Jorge De La Rosa, 28 years old, just celebrated his birthday on the 5th of April. He originally signed with the Diamondbacks, but the team stopped its working agreement with Monterey. Eventually, Monterey pulled De La Rosa back and sold his contract to the highest bidder, and right now he strikes out Orlando Hudson. So 1 out, and here comes Manny. Here the way the Colorado Rockies stack up: Spilborghs, Fowler, and Hoff. Atkins, Tulowitzki, Barmes, and Helton, and the battery of De La Rosa and Iannetta. Couple of odd things. Not that it's so odd that Ramirez does not have a home run yet, and he has played in all 10 games. How about the 5-game winning streak? He has not driven in a run during the streak. And the Giants shut him down completely, and the Dodgers still swept the series as Manny takes ball 1. One thing, of course, he is handled with care, and they've walked him 13 times so far this year. 13 walks. He does have 4 runs batted in, but never a home run against the Rockies. De La Rosa back with a fastball in the dirt. Nice save by Iannetta. 2-0 the count. Manny with a tremendous on-base percentage because of all those walks. He's 8th in the league, and 1st with the 13 walks in the big leagues. Manny during the homestand hitting just .200, and the club has done very, very well without him. 2-0 pitch on the way, and Manny hits one into left field. That's going to be a dunker for a hit. Down to second goes Furcal. So suddenly, on 2 little fly balls that drop for hits, the Dodgers have runners at first and second. 1 out, and Matt Kemp coming up. So 2 hits against De La Rosa. Kemp becomes the potential tying run. Matt hitting .371 with a home run and 7 runs batted in. Iannetta going over pitch selection with De La Rosa. When Monterey broke their agreements with the Diamondbacks and pulled his contract back, we were talking about everybody competing for him, and I mean there was some competition. Boston beat out the Braves, the Dodgers, the Giants, and the Yankees with a big bonus. Monterey got about 60% of the bonus. Jorge got the other 40. And at the time, Dan Duquette, who was the manager of the Red Sox, referred to De La Rosa as the Mexican John Rocker. But he never made it to Boston. As we said, he checked in with the Brewers. So here's Matt Kemp, De La Rosa's first pitch, fastball in there, and the count 0-1. Rockies got 3 in the first inning. A walk to Spilborghs. Atkins doubled him in. Brad Hopp hit his 16th home run against the Dodgers, and it's 3-0 Colorado. Strike one pitch on the way is golfed at and missed, and the count 0-2. Matt trying to lift a breaking ball and came up empty. No balls and 2 strikes. Outfield fanned out straight away. De La Rosa, who lost his first start against the Phillies, now trying to square it up against the Dodgers. Jorge ready and delivers, and the pitch down at Kemp's feet. 1-2 the count. De La Rosa making his 8th appearance against the Dodgers, only his 4th start. As a reliever against the Dodgers, his earned run average was over 7. Starting might be a little different, although he is 0-3. De La Rosa checking the runners. The 1-2 pitch inside again. 2-2 the count. A little late break on that pitch as it jumped inside on Matt Kemp. 2 balls and 2 strikes. For call at second, Ramirez at first. That pitch to Matt Kemp was a cutter. Fastball that just moved in on the knuckles. Yes, fastball, slider, curve, changeup, and the cutter. So 2-2 the count. De La Rosa ready. Here he comes. Fastball, little ground ball to short. Tulowitzki scoops it up, throws, and gets him. And for the Dodgers, their runners move up to second and third. So Matt Kemp, a slow roller to short. And the batter now will be Andre Ethier. Andre Ethier with 2 home runs, 8 runs batted in, hitting .265. As far as Ethier is concerned against De La Rosa, we'll check the book once again. Ethier 1 for 4, hitting .250. So the Dodgers at second and third, first base open. Dodgers last year did fairly well against left-hand pitching. They had 26 victories, but they lost 22. Now De La Rosa ready, and the left-hander's pitch, fastball on the outside corner for a strike. De La Rosa hitting 95 on the gun. 0-1 the count. Andre Ethier waiting, second and third. Russell Martin on deck. Strike one pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike. So the fastball and the curve, and De La Rosa takes charge. No balls and 2 strikes. Jorge back up on top, left foot on the rubber, looks down to get a sign. For call down the line from third, Ramirez from second. Strike 2 pitch way outside. A nice save by Iannetta. 1-2 the count to Andre Ethier. 3-0 Colorado. First inning. The first of 21 meetings between the Dodgers and Rockies. They'll get to know each other very well. A bluff by Furcal down the line. The 1-2 pitch waved at and missed. Ethier really fooled by the pitch, and down he goes. So De La Rosa strikes out 2. The Dodgers get 2 hits and leave 2, and at the end of an inning, 3-0 Colorado. Into the Rockies dugout, you see Clint Hurdle on the right, and Jim Tracy is his bench coach, and we welcome Jim back. Managed here from 0-1 to 0-5. And the first pitch of the plate now to Clint Barmas, and that's in for a strike, and the count on 1. Jim Tracy, what a guy, 53 years old, out of Hamilton, Ohio. The pitch, meanwhile, to Barmas is pop foul off first base. Coming over is Loretta to make a nice catch on the protective railing in front of the Rockies dugout. Nice play for Mark, especially the fact that he's not playing regularly at all, and he was still able to get under that one. So 1 away, and Jorge De La Rosa coming up. Interesting in looking at Hurdle and Tracy in the dugout during an exhibition game. One of Jim Tracy's sons, Chad, plays in the minors with the Texas Rangers, and they were playing Texas an exhibition game. 2 out, 2 on. Well, the pitch coming up to the plate to De La Rosa, a strike. Anyway, Clint Hurdle, with Chad Tracy against him, walked the hitter in front of Chad, turned to Jim and said, "I'm walking him just to take a look at your son, see what he can do." The pitch is off the plate, 1 ball and 1 strike. Would you believe it? Hurdle walked the hitter. It loaded the bases. Jim Tracy's son Chad came up and hit a grand slam home run. Can you imagine the emotion? Repressed, I'm sure, by Jim Tracy. The 1-1 pitch, that's a little low, ball 2. 2-1 the count. So De La Rosa leading 3-0 with 1 out, top of the second inning. Dexter Fowler on deck. Now the 2-1 pitch on the way, and that swung on and fouled away off the hands, and De La Rosa walks away. I think that might have hurt his left hand a little bit. He kind of looked out at Randy Wolf as if to say, "What are you throwing, a metal ball up there?" Whoa. Then he looks at Russell Martin. So if you're watching him closely, you know he really got jammed. 2-2 the count. 65 degrees tonight. The 2-2 pitch is waved at and missed, and down goes De La Rosa. Third strikeout for Randy Wolf. But the Rockies are leading 3-0, and the batter is Dexter Fowler, the young fella out of Georgia. Dexter, as we said, an All-American in high school. He was offered a scholarship to attend the University of Miami. Recruited for both baseball and basketball. He's 6'4". Instead, the Rockies had him sign a professional contract. He looks at a slow curve, and that time is in there. That's the pitch that Randy did so well with against Arizona. Now the strike 1 pitch. Dexter swings, fouls it back, and the count 0-2. Dexter was originally slotted as a first-round pick, but he slipped to the 14th round after he had accepted the scholarship to University of Miami. Now the strike 2 pitch on the way, hits the bat and caroms off. He didn't swing. Pitch just came in and hit the bat. So 1-2 the count. Some folks look at the lean Dexter Fowler and see another Andre Dawson. Here's the strike 2 pitch to Dexter, and that's taken down and in. 1-2 the count. Fowler is rated a 5-tool player. He's a switch hitter. They are extremely high on him. In fact, in this spring, he was rated the #1 Rockies prospect. So the 1-2 pitch to Dexter Fowler. Randy Jones delivers, and it is swung on and missed. So that's 4 strikeouts for Randy Jones, but at the end of an inning and a half, he walks off losing. Rockies 3, Dodgers nothing. Dodgers left runners at second and third in the first inning. Now they'll have Martin, Loretta, and Blake against the left-hander Jorge De La Rosa. Russell hitting .200 with 5 runs batted in. De La Rosa from the middle of the rubber, and the left-hander deals fastball for a high strike, and the count 0-1. Russell Martin has hit safely in 5 straight, so he's perking up. Hit over .270 during this homestand. Now the strike one pitch on the way, and Martin takes high, 1-1. The Dodgers have been playing very well at Dodger Stadium from last year to now. They've won 26 of their last 35 here at Dodger Stadium, but I'm talking about regular season only, and of course Manny's arrival had a lot to do with that. The pitch to Russell Martin misses, and De La Rosa behind in the count, 2-1. For Joe Torre, gone to the whip, and the ball club has really responded since the All-Star break in their efforts here at Dodger Stadium. 26-9. Martin hits one back a third, blocked nicely by Atkins, who then throws it away. It's backed up, so Martin will hold on. So Garrett Atkins made a great stop. Otherwise it's a double down the line, so he saved a base, and Martin singles to third. It is the third Dodger hit, but nothing to show for it, and we're only in the second inning. So a good effort by Garrett Atkins, but that's about it. And Martin winds up at first. Helton had to leave the bag, and it was finally backed up by Clint Barman. So Garrett, a great effort, but to no avail. And now Mark Loretta. And De La Rosa delivers fastball strike. Loretta has had only 4 at-bats, and he is 2 for 4. All 4 at-bats and the 2 hits as a pinch hitter. So De La Rosa looks down to get a sign. Loretta 2 for 3 against him in the past, and the pitch low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Loretta checking with Larry Boa down there at third. Russell Martin at first, held on by Helton. Now the 1-1 pitch coming up. Fastball lifted to shallow center. A trio of Rockies, but the easy play is for the center fielder, and Dexter Fowler makes the catch. So Loretta, pop fly to shallow center, 1 away, and the batter will be Casey Blake. Casey Blake, who has furnished them power, 3 home runs, 8 runs batted in. Jorge De La Rosa, who is delighted to be away from Coors Field in Colorado. The left-hander, a high set, comes to the plate, fastball very high, ball 1. Since August of last year, De La Rosa's earned run average on the road 1.8, and as we said, if he gives you 6 innings, his record is 8-1. Left-hander ready, the 1-0 pitch. Casey takes low, 2 balls and no strikes. Iannetta going out to talk to De La Rosa. In talking with Clint Hurdle before the game, and Clint loves quotes, and you might as well. He was talking about when he was a rookie player and he played for Gary Blaylock, and Clint said Gary had a team meeting and he said to the young players, there are 2 kinds of players, those who are humble and those who are about to become humble. And the pitch hit in the air to left field, sprinting over, getting under it is Spilborghs, and back to first goes Martin. And boy, isn't that true. There are those basically who accept their gifts and give praise for it. Others who are all pumped up, and boy, are they deflated in this game. A reminder, enjoy Friday night fireworks all season long, and an Independence Day fireworks spectacular with the Dodgers 15-game All-Star plan, featuring Tuesday and Friday night home games, followed by a fireworks show celebrating the 80s, Elvis, the Olympics, and Independence Day. The pitch now in for a strike to Randy Wolf. So you can purchase now at Dodgers.com/mini plans or call 866-DODGERS today. 0-1 the count. De La Rosa's fastball is swung on and missed. 0-2 the count to Randy. And De La Rosa can throw hard. No balls and 2 strikes. If you remember John Rocca when he was with the Braves, big left-hander threw hard, and they compared De La Rosa to him. Back he comes, breaking ball hit weakly back to the mound. De La Rosa throws it away over the head of Helton, and the Dodgers are going to have runners at second and third with 2 out. De La Rosa looked at Randy Wolf almost as if to say gotcha, ha ha ha, and then lost concentration and threw it away. Your 8-year-old would have made that play, and De La Rosa, well, if you get back to being humble, I guess. He just looked at Wolf and then just flipped it over, and Helton leaped in the air and couldn't get it. So a huge error gives the Dodgers a big break. Helton is 6'2" and went up the ladder and couldn't get it. So for De La Rosa, he'll have to collect himself. That was a rock. And the Dodgers now second and third, not to mention what it does to Don Baylor and Jim Tracy and Clint Hurdle in the dugout. And they make notes about it. Bob Apodaca along with Hurdle and the rest of the Brain Trust. So now the batter is Rafael for call. Second and third, 2 outs, second inning, 3-0 Rockies. De La Rosa ready, and the pitch to Rafael at his right foot. Ball 1, 1-0. That was a nonchalant loss of concentration error. 1 ball and no strikes to Furcal. Martin and Wolf at second and third. The 1-0 pitch on the way. Fastball fouled away. Dodgers left runners at second and third in the first inning. They have runners at second and third with 2 out now, and they're down 3-0, spinning their wheels in the early going. So Wolf and Martin taking their leads. Big sigh from the young left-handed De La Rosa. Now he's ready, in the pitch to Furcal, high and away. Ball 2, 2-1. Dodgers with their 5-game winning streak. You may remember last year, from late August into September, the Dodgers won 8 straight. That was their longest streak. Rafael hitting right-handed, 2 balls and 1 strike to count. De La Rosa staring into Iannetta. Now the left-hander's 2-1 pitch. Fastball popped up in foul ground. Helton coming over. He has a play. He has the ball. And the Dodgers leave runners at second and third in consecutive innings. And at the end of 2, Rockies 3, Dodgers nothing. Market is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now, try the mini sirloin burgers. They're 3 delicious burgers on toasted mini buns. And by Aflac. Ask about it at work. Rockies lead the Dodgers 3-0 through 2 innings, despite the fact their pitcher De La Rosa kind of getting a lesson from pitcher Bob Apodaca to stay in the game. And he's gotten them off the hook twice. Dodgers leaving runners at second and third in each of the first 2 innings. So the batter now, Ryan Spilborg, takes a strike. De La Rosa, by the way, made 17 pitches to get out of the jam. 0-1 the count to Ryan Spilborg's. Randy Wolf ready. Left-handed curveball way outside. 1-1. By the way, confession is good for the soul, and I'm dumber than whatever. You can fill in the blanks. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Slow freight in there for a strike. In reading the notes, talking about Colorado, saying the Rockies will come to Los Angeles 4 times. And I did some quick calculations, and I thought, boy, that's really a different schedule. 21 games with the Rockies, which really is insane. It's never like that. But then I thought I read that's because of 3 games to be played in interleague play. And I thought that meant, well, the Dodgers would be playing the Rockies during the time that other teams are interleague. No, the Rockies come to L.A. all right, but they play the Angels. I am really a rock. Here's the 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and down goes Spilborgs. So for Randy Wolf, he has struck out 5 in 2 of the 3rd innings, but he's losing 3-0. So much for strikeouts. Spilborg's going after a pitch up around the letters. Now Todd Helton. So Ryan is back in the dugout, and Helton checks in at the plate. Randy Wolf's fastball off the plate, ball 1. Anyway, if I confused you, I apologize. I'm usually in that state of confusion anyway. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Helton. And Wolf delivers, and that's fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Todd Helton. Todd will be 36 in August. Came up to Colorado in 1997. 1-1. Randy ready, comes back, breaking ball, got it in there on the outside corner. 1-2 the count. 3 runs, 3 hits for the Rockies, no runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. And the 1-2 pitch fouled off. In April of last year, it was actually the 25th of April, he had played in his 1,600th game. And the one thing you will not expect Todd to do is steal very many bases. Here's the 1-2 pitch coming up, and he fouls off a breaking ball. After 1,600 games, he had 36 stolen bases. Last time he stole a base was 2006. Randy, meanwhile, has him 1-2 with 1 out here in the 3rd. Wolf ready, turns, and comes back 1-2, and the fastball is poked foul out of play. Helton has put up some great numbers in his career. Todd had as many as 49 home runs and 147 runs batted in, and he has hit as high as 372. He was quite a package when they signed him, and well worth the money. The 1-2 pitch on the way, and Helton takes off the plate. 2-2 the count. Chris Iannetta on the right and Clint Barmes on the left. Watching Helton. For hitters, they go to school watching Todd all the years he's been with the club. 2-2 pitch on the way, and that's off the plate. Ball 3, 3-2. Helton has also walked a lot. 5 times he's walked over 100 times. Highest one year with the Rockies, he walked 127 times, and throughout his career has struck out 100 only once. It's a ground ball wide to third. Casey Blake gets it over to first in time, and they retire Helton. So we have 2 out in the 3rd inning,
Third base,
and the batter will be Garrett Atkins. Atkins doubled to the gap in right center to drive in Spilborghs, and then Brad Hopp came up and hit a home run. And the Rockies jumped out to a 3-0 lead, and they're still holding on to it. So Atkins ready, and Randy Wolf ready to start the process with him again. First pitch to Garrett is high and away, ball 1. With the home run by Brad Hopp, Atkins aboard. Back-to-back extra base hits really hurt Randy Wolf. The 1-0 pitch to Garrett Atkins. Fastball, a cracked bat, a hopper to the hole. Long throw by Furcal. Got him. Whoa. Rafael Furcal from the grass at deep short. Throws out Garrett Atkins. And I mean, that was an overnight throw. And a good stretch by Loretta. And at the end of 2.5 innings, 3-0 Colorado. With a left hand full of popcorn and mom trying to keep him in his seat. Oh yeah, faces in the crowd. Some deadly serious youngsters taking in the action behind home plate. Meanwhile, Hudson, Ramirez, and Kemp against De La Rosa, and the pitch to Orlando is outside. Ball 1, 1-0. 3 runs, 3 hits for the Rockies. No runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers, leaving 2nd and 3rd in each of the first 2 innings. Hudson waits, and the 1-0 pitch swung on, high fly ball to right center, but very playable. Dexter Fowler is there, and just like that, 1 away. By the way, we have a minute. We don't want you to be confused. Earlier, when the schedules first came out, tomorrow's game was listed as a night game, and then the Fox network recently picked it up, and it is a day game. So we don't want you to be confused. Tomorrow's game is at 12:40, and then Sunday at 1:10 back on Prime Ticket. So a 12:40 game tomorrow. Here's Manny Ramirez with 1 out, 3rd inning, 3-0 Rockies, and he hits one back to the box, but it had fouled first, beating it down into the ground, and the count 0-1. Angel Hernandez working balls and strikes. Manny backs out for a minute. Single to left field in the 1st inning. He's had 70 at-bats against Colorado in his career without a home run. He has homered against every other team. Strike 1 pitch on the way in there. A little cutter gets the inside corner. No balls and 2 strikes, the count. So Manny hitting .281. Now the strike 2 pitch coming up, and he takes high up around the eyes. 1-2 the count. Jorge De La Rosa was able to strike out Ethier with runners at second and third, and he was able to get called a foul out after he had fouled up on the comebacker by Wolf. Jorge kicks at the rubber, cleaning it off. Manny takes a little hike. 1 out, third inning, 3-0 Colorado. Now the 1-2 pitch coming up to Ramirez, and it is inside at the knees to move him off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Every pitcher with his maximum effort, of course, against Manny. De La Rosa looks in. Iannetta shuffling the cards behind the plate. And the 2-2 pitch on the way is swung on and foul back. So it's still 2-2 to Manny Ramirez. Somewhat remarkable, the Dodgers with a 5-game winning streak, sweeping the Giants, and Manny did not have an RBI. Of course, for Joe Torre, that is a wonderful speech in itself. This is too tough a game for one man to do it all, and he can point it out to the club. Manny hasn't contributed, and we've won 5 in a row. You just can't rely on one man, and Manny now backs out of the box again. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. De La Rosa staring in. Now he's ready. 2-2 pitch coming up. Fastball grounded wide of first. Helton is up with it and takes it to the bag. So Manny grounding out, 2 down in the third, and the batter Matt Kemp. You know, you can save more than 40% on field level tickets at Dodgers Stadium this Sunday at 110. Dodgers and Rockies. Visit Dodgers.com/eSavers. Enter the promo code Kuroda18 to save big on spectacular seats. Matt Kemp grounded to short in the first inning. 0 for 1. Little ground ball. Runners advanced. De La Rosa ready. Delivers it. Swung on. Uppercutted and missed. And the count 0-1. Matt Kemp hitting .361 with a home run and 7 runs batted in. 5 extra base hits. 3 doubles, a triple, and the home run. And a 10-game hitting streak. Matt pulls one over third and down the line. Over to get the ball is Spilborghs, and it's wedged under the tarp, so he will be stopped at second base. So a 2-out double will bring up Andre Ethier. So Matt Kemp with 2 out, an extra base hit, just over the bag down the line, and then when it hit the tarp cover for the infield, it just stopped dead. Tim Welke, the third base umpire, indicating dead ball. So the Dodgers left second and third in the first inning. They left second and third in the second inning, and now with 2 out, they have a runner at second base. So they're trailing 3-0. They've certainly had ample opportunities to get on the board. And the left-hander's first pitch, breaking ball in the dirt, blocked nicely by Iannetta. 1 ball and no strikes. Ethier hitting .257. You may remember in September of last year, he was sure in his zone. He hit .462 that month. De La Rosa delivers. Fastball in for a strike. Up and on the outside part of the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. De La Rosa not quite at the edge of the first base side of the rubber, but against a left-hand hitter, he at least has moved over there. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Fastball low and inside, a check swing. They look at Tim Welke. No swing, says Tim. And a 2-ball, 1 strike count to Andre Ethier. Waiting on deck back of him, Russell Martin. So a 2-out double by Matt Kemp. De La Rosa has had to pitch out of the stretch all through the 3 innings. He's gotten away with it. Came into this inning having made 37 pitches. Now the 2-1 pitch to Andre Ethier. Fastball hit foul down the left field line in the lower deck. 2-2. Game 1 of the 3-game series tomorrow afternoon at 12:40 and Sunday at 1:10. Tomorrow, Chad Billingsley and Aaron Cook. Sunday, James McDonald and Ubaldo Jimenez. So deuces wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. A runner at second base. 3-0 Colorado. De La Rosa, a high set at the letters. Back with a pitch that's pulled slowly up along first and kicks foul. So Ethier still has a life at the plate. 2-2 the count. The Rockies have been very consistent at home over the years. They average 44 wins, 37 losses. Manny talking to Rafael, no doubt about the young Mexican pitcher, Jorge De La Rosa. All right, Andre Ethier back up and waiting. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 3-0 Rockies, bottom of the 3rd. De La Rosa looks back at Kemp, works Ethier, who hits a pop fly back at second base. Clint Barnes is there, puts it away. So the Dodgers leave another man in scoring position. So they've not only left 5, but they've left 5 in scoring position, and they're being shut out 3-0. By Bank of America. Want to show the world it's not like, it's love? Get MLB banking only from Bank of America. And by Kaiser Permanente. We want you to live well, be well, and thrive. Beautiful evening in Los Angeles, and the Rockies enjoying every minute of it. They're not only 3-0 in front, but the Rockies are thrilled with the temperature. They had 5 straight games in cold weather cities. The average game temperature 56 degrees. That includes 2 games indoors at Arizona's Chase Field. It was 70 then. But if you exclude the dome games, the average temperature for the Colorado games 52. And how is the weather in Colorado? Don't ask. Pitch in for a strike. They're talking anywhere from 1 to 3 feet of snow. That's right. And the Dodgers, of course, without their Hawaiian shirts, will be heading for Colorado to open up the next road trip. First, they'll go to Houston, but then Colorado in the snow. 1-2 the count to Brad Hopp, who hit a 2-run home run against Randy Wolf in the first inning. Check swing on the fastball. 2-2. Brad Hopp has certainly developed into a consistent power hitter. He's had at least 20 home runs 3 straight years. His high in home runs 29 2 years ago. 3-2 the count. Three-two pitch. Curveball for ball 4. So Brad Hopp, a leadoff walk, and the batter Troy Tulowitzki. Time now to ask you a question. See if you can come up with the answer. Our Aflac trivia question. Manny Ramirez has 12 years with 30 or more home runs. Who are the only 4 players with more? Give you the answer in a little while. Troy Tulowitzki, single to right. Manny tonight, single to left, grounded out. Change in for a strike. 0-1. Interesting connection with the shortstops, Troy Tulowitzki and Rafael Furcal. They're joined at a hip for one reason. They each have turned unassisted triple plays. Pop fly to right field. Andre coming over. Ethier stays with it. So 1 away. Brad Hopp at first, and Chris Iannetta coming up. Tulowitzki had an unassisted triple play against Atlanta in 2007. Rafael Furcal turned his triple play with Atlanta against St. Louis. There've only been 14 unassisted triple plays, and here are 2 fellas who have had them. Chris Iannetta struck out in the first inning. Ball 1. Three nothing Rockies. We're in the 4th. Fouled away off speed. Iannetta cued that thing off the end of the bat. He was so far out in front of the changeup. 1-1. Iannetta looking down at third. Rich Dower, the coach there. Glenn Allen Hill coaching at first. 1 ball, 1 strike. Slow curveball fouled off. 1-2. When Randy throws that breaking ball, he throws it 65 and 66. Once or twice in Arizona, he threw it at 63. One and two. Fastball. So that fastball looks like it's about 95 miles an hour on the heels of a slow curve and a straight changeup. So down goes Iannetta. 6 strikeouts for Randy Wolf. But he's losing 3-0. And he just threw that thing right by Iannetta. Iannetta appeared almost startled that Randy could throw one by him. And here's Clint Barnes. And pops it up. Coming down the line is Casey Blake. On the line, makes the catch and foul ground. So a leadoff walk and nothing else. A man left. And at the end of 3.5 innings, 3-0 Colorado. Local Southern California Porsche dealer for this limited time offer. And by the Kentucky Bourbon $6 burger with bacon, bourbon glaze, and crispy onion straws. New at Carl's Jr. The Rockies lead the Dodgers 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the fourth inning. Dodgers have left 5 men in scoring position in the first 3 innings. It'll be Russell Martin, Mark Loretta, and then Casey Blake. In some ways, it's not too surprising. Ball 1. Rockies pitching in the last 5 games they've played at Dodger Stadium has been dominant. The starters 3-1, the relievers 1-0. The starters ERA 1.6, the relievers less than 1. Big bounce up backhanded by Atkins, and Garrett makes the play. Good play. So 1 away. Remember the trivia question? Well, we'll refresh your memory. Aflac trivia question time about Manny Ramirez, 12 years with 30 or more home runs. Who are the only 4 players with more? And when you're talking about more than Ramirez, that gets your attention. Henry Aaron 15, Barry Bonds 14, Babe Ruth and Mike Schmidt 13 apiece. Loretta, ball 1. Just to explore the Colorado pitching here at Dodger Stadium over the last 5 games, the starters have struck out 25 and walked 6. The relievers have struck out 13 and walked 1. Dodgers against the Colorado relievers over those 5 games, they are hitting 143. 2-0. Fastball, 2-1. So it might come as a little bit of a surprise that the Rockies, the last couple of series when they won back-to-back last year, and now looking at De La Rosa tonight, it has been their pitching. 2-1 to Mark Loretta. Fastball flared to right field down the line. Fair ball. Going over to get it is Hop. Loretta will hold. Brad Hop has a fine arm. So Loretta, a little pop fly single to right field. And Casey Blake coming up. So the Dodgers 5 hits, no runs. Brad Hop, as you can see, 11 outfield assists over the last couple of years. So everybody in the league knows he throws exceptionally well. Here's Casey. Fly to left field in the second inning. Ball 1. The name again, Jorge De La Rosa. Every inch a pitcher, and a good one. One ball, no strikes. Off speed, in for a strike. 1-1. Loretta at first, 1 out, 4th inning, 3-0 Colorado. That's in the dirt, gets away from Iannetta, and on the play Loretta easily moves to second. So again, the Dodgers have a runner in scoring position. They have left 5 in scoring position, and thanks to the wild pitch, their 6th man waiting to be picked up. And so far the Dodgers just don't have anything with runners in scoring position. So Loretta out there with 1 out. After Blake comes Randy Wolf. Fastball. 2-2 the count. Jorge, when he was with Milwaukee, got some great pitching tips from Mike Maddox. The big thing, he did have a tendency to overthrow. Last year, right-handers hit .253. And he goes all the way. Right-handers hit 9 home runs against him last year. Left-handers 4. Three and 2 to Casey Blake. Randy Wolf on deck. 1 out. Down and dirty to strike him out. Great breaking ball. So 2 out and Randy Wolf coming up.
Pitcher number 21, Randy Wolf.
3 strikeouts for De La Rosa. Randy Wolf, remember, hit that little hopper back to him. De La Rosa gloved it, kind of looked at Randy Wolf, and then turned and threw it over Todd Helton's head for an error. That gave the Dodgers yet another chance. With 2 out, second and third, Rafael Furcal came up and fouled out to Helton. Randy, not a bad hitter. He's certainly not an automatic out. 1 ball and no strikes. Breaking ball, 1-1. De La Rosa pitched with Fernando Valenzuela. They were teammates at Hermosillo in the Mexican League way back in 01 and 02. And Jorge said, I learned a lot from him. Every question I asked, he answered. He knows a lot. Indeed, he does. 1-1. The bunt is foul. I would say, in watching Dodger pitchers over the years, that Fernando Valenzuela might very well have been the smartest pitcher. And we say that as we look at Fernando now. We say that because the coaches would say it's unbelievable. We show this kid something to do, and he does it well and never forgets. And I never ever saw Fernando rattle. Ball hit back to him. He always knew the situation, never hurried, always made the play. Down goes Randy. We talk about Fernando, and De La Rosa is just leaving Dodgers in scoring position. 6 of them, and it's 3-0 Rockies. Luxury cars that inspire at every turn. And by Southwest Airlines, low fares with no hidden fees. Book now at southwest.com, where what you see is what you pay. 3-0 in favor of the Rockies as we go to the 5th inning. Randy Wolf touched up for a walk, a double for a run, and then a 2-run home run by Brad Hopp in the 1st inning. He made 36 pitches in the 1st inning, and he has really settled down ever since. 12 pitches, 16 and 13. huffing and puffing a little bit. De La Rosa has made 69 pitches in his 4 innings, and the Dodger hitters so far have just misfired. They are 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position in 4 innings. 1-1. 1-2 the count. So De La Rosa is struck out in the 2nd inning, leading off here in the 5th. Down he goes. 7 strikeouts for Randy Wolf. 1 away. You know, you can hit the road with the Dodgers for the first Dodger Life road trip of the year. You can go to Colorado April the 24th, 5th, and 26th. Watch the boys in blue take on the Rockies at Coors Field. Packages include hotel, tour of the ballpark, pregame meet and greet, and more. To purchase, visit Dodgers.com/roadtrips or give us a call, 323-224-2646. Fly ball to center. Kemp is there. 2 down. So Randy Wolf, after that very wobbly 1st inning, turned right around, and he's been pitching like he did in Arizona. He is not allowed to hit since the single by Tulowitzki in the 1st inning, on the heels of that home run by Brad Hopp. But the Dodger hitters so far have really let him down. They've had all kinds of opportunities, leaving not only 6 men on base, but all 6 in scoring position. Change for a strike. 0-1. Ryan Spilborg walked in the 1st inning, scored a run on the double by Atkins, and then struck out in the 3rd. Randy has 7 strikeouts. Game in Arizona, struck out 5. Slow and in there. 1-2. That's the curveball in the 60s. Top of the order for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 5th. 2-2 the count. And down he goes. Good fastball with some sink on it. 8 strikeouts for Randy Wolf. 8, and yet he's losing 3-0. About, but it's a question whether it's too late. Colorado leads 3-0. Randy, with the first 5 hitters he faced, gave up 3 hits and a walk. Since then, the Rockies are 0 for 13 with a walk. Coming off a 10-pitch inning. The last 4 innings, he's been brilliant. But the first inning, he made 36 pitches, gave up 3 runs, and that's the story so far. Ball 1 to Rafael Furcal. Furcal single left, fly ball single that dropped in, fouled out with runners at second and third. 1-0. And a fly ball to right field. Brad Hopp is there. 1 down in the 5th inning. The batter will be Orlando Hudson. Don't forget, tomorrow at 12:40, Chad Billingsley and Aaron Cook. And then Sunday at 1:10, James McDonald and Ubaldo Jimenez. Tomorrow will be on the Fox Network. Sunday back here at Prime Ticket. Hudson has struck out and flied to center. Orlando 0 for 2, hitting .349. And a strike. Dodgers left second and third in the first inning. They left second and third in the second inning. They left a runner at second in the third inning. And they left a runner at second in the fourth inning. So 6 men in scoring position. Andre Ethier twice had a shot, struck out with runners at second and third, popped up with a runner at second. So it goes 0-2. Little chin music. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Manny Ramirez single, grounded to first. He's on deck. Hudson just trying to get aboard to set the table for Manny. Two and two. Remember De La Rosa's record. If he goes 6 innings, he's 8-1. Well, he's in the 5th inning. A 5-hit shutout. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Manny waits. Just off the plate. 3-2. Boy, that took a little discipline. Take that pitch with 2 strikes. De La Rosa has a wild pitch, but he hasn't walked anybody yet. 3-2. And he now walks Hudson. So Manny comes up, and the crowd now hoping that he can get them back in the game. He's done a good job on Manny. A soft single to left and a ground ball to first. Ramirez hitting .273. Hudson at first, 1 out. And a strike. 0-1. Hudson at first base is 3 for 3 in stolen bases. And the chant begins, Manny, Manny. Down and away, 1-1. So with his 2 at-bats against the Rockies tonight, Manny has had 71 at-bats against the Rockies in his career without hitting a home run. The only team he has failed a homer against. And a little looper. The out is there. 2 out here in the 5th inning. So the batter now will be Matt Kemp, who grounded to short and double a left. But Joe Torre, a sneeze, still can't get a run home, although being shut down is nothing to sneeze at. Matt Kemp, coming up, has started the season with an 11-game hitting streak thanks to that double in the 3rd inning. That would be 10 shy of the Los Angeles Dodger record for a hitting streak to start a season. 31 years ago, Steve Garvey hit safely in the first 21 straight. And ball 1 to Matt. So with 2 down now, and we'll see about Hudson. Ron Cey had a 17, James Loney a 15, and Matt 11. Keep an eye on Hudson. De La Rosa certainly keeping an eye on him. Iannetta is walking that one off. He got that foul ball, I think, on the foot. So Chris just waiting till the pain subsides. Well, that has to hurt. One of those amazing things why anything that weighs 5, 5¼ ounces can really hurt you, as you know. But that weight, you think it's like a feather. 1-1. Off speed, just off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Three runs, 3 hits for the Rockies. They did it all in the 1st inning. No runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers. And we're in the 5th. Fastball fouled away. 2-2 the count. Game 1 of the 3-game series tomorrow at 12:40, Sunday at 1:10. 18 meetings between these two teams, despite the dummy redhead who gave you the wrong number earlier. No, not that redhead, the one up here. Randy's innocent. 2-2 the count. And in the dirt, another nice save by Chris Iannetta. So 3-2 the count. We mentioned that Iannetta has really developed into a fine defensive catcher, and he's been putting it on display tonight, in case you had forgotten. Chris Iannetta. He's gone 135 games without an error, but more than that, he's been steady as a rock behind the plate. 3-2 the count. So with 2 down, Hudson goes and fouled off. Nothing Rockies. Runner goes, ball 4. So Andre Ethier coming up again with people in scoring position. Clint Hurdle, a little restless in the Colorado dugout. You know, when Clint Hurdle came up to the big leagues, he was 20 years old. He was 6'4", 195 pounds, movie star good looks. He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. He hit a home run in his second at bat in the big leagues. They used to call him Mr. Wonderful in Kansas City. I mean, if you ever saw what you thought to be a superstar, it was Clint Hurdle. Didn't quite make it, but he's done a fine job as a skipper. 2 on, 2 out, and here's Andre. Struck out and popped up. And a strike. On deck, Russell Martin. Ethier hitting .250, 2 home runs, 8 runs batted in. Dodgers have left at least one man in every inning, all of them in scoring position. 0-1. That's off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Jorge De La Rosa in a lot of trouble in every inning, but for him, so far so good. Hudson and Kemp out there. He has struck out 4, walked 2. That's a strike. 1-2. De La Rosa, 28 years old, from Mexico. Little foul ball, not much of a swing. Ethier just did get a little piece of that breaking ball. Manny and Juan Castro. Of course, Juan is from Mexico. Probably saw De La Rosa down there. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 on, 2 out. 3-0 Rockies. Curveball down and down he goes. So for Ethier, a very tough night. Strikes out twice, goes 0 for 3, fails to advance 5 runners, and it's 3-0 Rockies. Brings up the point. On this date in the year 2000, the Dodgers were supposed to play the Houston Astros. They were rained out. That was news. 17 times, that's all, the Dodgers have been rained out. And when it was rained out, that broke a streak. 856 games without a rain out. Let's go back to this one. Foul back to the wire. 0-1 the count. As we mentioned earlier, Colorado is delighted to be in Southern California after all the cold weather they've experienced. And it's going to get hot, they say, tomorrow and Sunday. 1 ball and 1 strike to Todd Helton. Struck out, grounded to third, hitting a .185. Fouled off. There's a connection between Todd Helton and someone else here in the ballpark. Last year, Helton walked with the bases loaded 3 times in a 2-day span. In the last 50 years, that's happened to just one other player, Joe Torre. Oh, what a pick by Furcal to get him. Wow. Backhanding, short hopping, and then making the long throw. He's made a couple and one away in the 6th inning. Take another look. There have been some wonderful arms at shortstop. I would guess in the National League, don't see the American that much, but I would say in the National League, Raphael has the best arm of any of the shortstops. As good an arm as we ever saw, Sean Dunston. Do you remember him? Wow. We're in the 6th, 1 out. The last hit, Tulowitzki single in the 1st inning, and yet the Rockies are winning 3-0. Dodgers have stranded 8 men in 5 innings, 7 of the 8 in scoring position. How about that for a guy pitching a shutout? Garrett doubled in a run and then was robbed of a hit by Furcal in the 3rd inning. Ground ball up the middle. No way Furcal can get to that. So a 1-out single up the middle will bring up Brad Hopp. Randy Wolf on a strikeout binge tonight began it with Todd Helton in the 1st inning and closed the 1st inning getting Iannetta. Then it was De La Rosa, followed by Dexter Fowler. Then Ryan Spilborghs. Next up, Iannetta went down, followed by De La Rosa again, and Ryan Spilborghs a second time. 8 strikeouts for Wolf, but he's losing 3-0. Brad Hopp homered in the 1st inning. That's a remarkable number. He has 16 home runs against the Dodgers and no more than 9 against any other team. The boy from Fort Worth. One ball and 1 strike. Brad Hopp determined to be a good all-around ball player, and he knew he had some abilities, but he was not blessed with any running speed. So he worked out with the Texas Christian University track team, and the track coach said to him, Brad, I've got good news and bad news. And Brad, after having been running for quite a while with the coach watching, said, well, give me the bad news first. And the coach said, Brad, you can't run a lick. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Down he goes. He said, well, what's the good news? Coach said, you'll be better. Well, he has a home run, a walk, and a strikeout tonight. 9 strikeouts for Randy Wolf. Randy would give anything to have the 1st inning back. He's been brilliant after the 1st. So with 2 out, here's Troy Tulowitzki. Single to right, fly to right. Troy hitting .250, 3 home runs, 5 runs batted in. Ball 1. Randy Wolf is due to bat 4th when the Dodgers hit in the 6th inning, and he has now reached 100 pitches. Change fouled away. Troy Tulowitzki, well put together, 6'3", 210, 24 years old. He'll be 25 in October. Went to Long Beach State. In his rookie year, he had 24 home runs. He broke Ernie Banks' rookie shortstop record. Who holds the all-time? Nomar Garcia-Parra. He had 30 in 1997. That's a strike. 1-2. You know, when Troy Tulowitzki was in the 5th grade. His teacher asked the children what you wanted to do for a living when you grew up, and he wrote that he wanted to be a baseball player. And the teacher gave the paper back and said, "Son, write something more realistic." Well, as you know, he became a major league player, but there's more to it. A shot right off the leg of Wolf. Coming back to get it is Hudson, who makes the play. Whoa. Orlando Hudson makes a 1-4-3 play to rip Tulowitzki. Anyway, would you believe that Tulowitzki's coach, the teacher, actually showed up at a ball game with Tulowitzki's paper saying he wanted to be a baseball player and got his autograph? Walked and Atkins doubled him in. Brad Hopp really got on a pitch out over the plate just a little below the belt and hit a 2-run home run, and that has certainly stood up through 5 innings. Rockies lead 3-0. The 16th home run that Hopp has hit in his young career against the Dodgers. So the Dodgers down 3-0. They've left 8 men, 7 in scoring position, believe it or not. And Martin, Loretta, and Blake. Here comes De La Rosa. Check swing foul. For Randy Wolf, he's made 103 pitches. He's due up 4th. Rick Honeycutt is talking to him, and Guillermo Mota is up in the pen. 0-1. Martin singled and grounded out. Actually hit a ball over the bag that would have been a double, a diving, smothering stop by Garrett Atkins, but then Garrett threw the ball away. 1-1. Ball 2. De La Rosa around 90 pitches, I would hazard a guess, without adding them up. 2-1. Fastball, ball 3. 3-1. 97 to be exact. And ball 4. That is the 3rd walk given up by De La Rosa. Well, these fans like the Dodgers. There they are. He's a little sleepy. These fans, they love the Dodgers. You want to show the world it's not like it's love? Put your favorite team logo out there for everybody to see with Dodgers banking. Only from Bank of America, official bank of Major League Baseball. Visit bankamerica.com/Dodgers. All right, Mark Loretta Glendon Rush, the left-hander, Matt Belisle, the right-hander, down in the Colorado pen. Loretta has flied to center, single to right, fly ball to the gap, but here comes Fowler to pick it off easily. So Loretta a fly ball, one away. That'll bring up Casey Blake, and then we'll see about a hitter coming out on deck for Randy Wolf. Blake flied to left and struck out. He's 0 for 2. Martin at first, one away, 3-0 Rockies. And that's ball one. By the way, we've had another player hit for the cycle. The third player to hit for a cycle this year. Jason Kubel of the Twins just hit a cycle. Ball two. Orlando Hudson, Rangers second baseman Ian Kinsler, and now Jason Kubel. So Orlando has company with a cycle. 2-0 the count to Casey Blake. Dodgers trying to get on the scoreboard, and it's been quite a struggle. Fastball. They check, no swing, says Bill Welke. So 3-0 the count. Randy Wolf is out on deck, but it doesn't figure he'll be coming up. One out. Martin at first, one out. That's a strike, outside corner. Dodgers moving around in front of the bat rack, and James Loney is the one swinging the bat, wearing the helmet. 3-1. Ball four. So De La Rosa went 4 innings without a walk. He's walked 4 men in the last inning and a third. And the Dodgers get another look at the game as Apodaca gets on the phone. Bob wants to find out about Glendon Rush and Matt Belisle. So to no one's surprise, Randy goes back in the dugout. Honeycutt checking on Mota. There's the left-hander and right-hander, and James Loney is coming up to hit for Randy Wolf. Randy, a one-hitter from the second inning through the sixth. However, the first inning has him go out losing. Now Clint Hurdle making his way out to the mound. So that'll do it for De La Rosa, and we'll be back. It is brought to you by Heineken. Give yourself a good name. James Loney coming up to bat for Randy Wolf, and left-hander, veteran left-hander Glendon Rush coming out of the pen. So Jorge De La Rosa limited the Dodgers to 5 hits. Can't lose. He can only win or have nothing to do with it. He comes out leading 3-0 and responsible for only 2 base runners. So another fine performance by Jorge. And now Glendon Rush. He'll be 35 in November. Originally signed by the Royals. He's been with the Royals, the Mets, the Brewers, the Cubs, the Padres, and the Rockies. James Loney, a very fine hitter, but not as a pinch hitter, at least in his career. He's just 2 for 21 coming off the bench. 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball, and Rush now is behind 2-0. So Randy Wolf talking to Clayton Kershaw. Kershaw with his strikeouts did not get a win. 2-0. And fouled away. Glendon Rush in his 3rd game. ERA is a little over 5. And the thing that has bothered him, he's given up 2 home runs already. Rush basically curve, changeup, and a 2-seam fastball. That's a ground ball to short. Tulowitzki feeding Barnes. They turn it. That's it. So James Loney is now 2 for 22 as a pinch hitter. De La Rosa is off the hook. And at the end of 6, 3-0 Rockies. With the glove behind Randy. It started in the 3rd inning for call on the grass to throw out Garrett Atkins. Later on, Todd Helton hit one, and again for call got him, and then the brilliant play by Hudson on the ball hit by Tulowitzki. However, as well as they played with the glove, they've come up empty with the bat. The Dodgers have not only left 9 men in 6 innings, it's hard to believe. They've left 8 of the 9 in scoring position. They are 0 for 8 with runners, 4 strikeouts, and a double play. James Loney, who hit into the double play, stays in the game at first base. Mark Loretta moves from first base over to 3rd, and that gives Guillermo Mota Casey Blake's spot if you're keeping score. So Guillermo facing Iannetta, Barmes, and then rush or a hitter. Fouled away. Iannetta has had a big night with the glove and a tough night with the bat. 0 for 2, striking out twice and hitting barely a half a buck. 0-53. Oh and 2. Iannetta has 1 hit this year. It was a home run. 1 hit in 19 at bats. Catcher has struck out 9 times. So Chris is struggling. And a fly ball to Kemp. One out in the 7th inning, and Clint Barmes coming up. Barmes trying to hit one between the lines. He fouled out to Loretta and fouled out to Blake. Coming out on deck to bat for Glendon Rush is Jeff Baker. Right. The starting pitchers tonight: Randy Wolf made 103 pitches. Jorge De La Rosa made 104. Pretty good fastball there. 0 and 2. Guillermo Mota trying to shut him down. Dodgers will have Furcal, Hudson, and Ramirez in the 7th inning. One and 2 to Barmes. Clint hitting .269 with a home run, 3 runs batted in. Lost his shortstop job to Troy Tulowitzki, though he's done a good job playing second base. Fastball pulled down the left field line. Fair ball. Over to get it is Ramirez. So into second goes Clint Barmes, turning on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball and able to pull it down the left field line. That's no mean trick. There it is. And boy, that the hips were out of the way and that bat was flying. Now, with a runner at second and 1 out, they have opted to call Jeff Baker back, and Seth Smith will come up. Seth Smith out of Jackson, Mississippi, went to the university. 6'3", 225. He'll be 27 the end of September. His first RBIs in a major league game not only came in the pressure of a postseason game, but his 2-out 2-run pinch hit double in Game 4 of the LCSC Arizona gave the Rockies the lead. That was 2007. And a strike. Interesting too, in talking about that first major league RBI in a postseason game. Only 7 have done it, and would you believe 5 of the 7 were pitchers. Mota faking, then throws too late. Seth Smith joining just one other man, Brian Doyle of the 1978 Yankees, picking up his first major league RBI in a postseason game. Oh, and 1 to count. Smith with 2 hits this year, both of them home runs. Good pitch splitter in there, breaking ball of some kind. The bottom dropped out of that. 0-2. Clint Barmas at second, 1 out, 3-0 Rockies, 7th inning. Moto off the rubber. Barmas for call, bird dogging him a little bit. Little roller up along first. Loney in a near collision with Mota. Got his man anyway. Over to third on that play goes Clint Barmas, and the batter will be Dexter Fowler. There's the tag on the hip. Mota trying to get out of the way. When you're as big as Guillermo Mota, it is very difficult to get out of the way. So 2 out. So Guillermo avoiding a triple collision. Loney doing a nice job to find a way to tag the runner. Mota is 6'6", probably 215 at least. Fowler has grounded to third, struck out, fly to center. Dexter 0 for 3. And a strike. Good young player hitting .286, 2 home runs, 4 runs batted in. Fowler, a Georgia boy, and pops it up. For call going out, Ramirez coming in, it will be Manny. All right, the Dodgers have been thoroughly blanked for 6 innings. In the bottom of the 7th, it'll be for call, Hudson, and Ramirez. And the crowd now asked to stand for God Bless America.
An up-and-coming recording artist whose singing is influenced by 70-star Chaka Khan.
To a 3-0 lead. The Dodgers have left 9 runners, 8 of the 9 in scoring position, and Matt Belisle now working on Rafael Furcal. Matt, out of Austin, Texas, 6'4", 230, had a bad knee last year. It required surgery, and after the surgery went on the 60-day DL and then was not tendered a contract by the Reds and became a free agent, and he was picked up by Colorado. The match been with the Braves and the Reds, and now the Rockies. Furcal is 1 for 3. Foul back. Rafael, a little fly ball single that dropped in the first inning, fouled out in the second, flied out to right in the fifth. But the Dodger hitters have to be thoroughly frustrated, leaving 9, 8 in scoring position. Wow. And ball 3. The Dodgers in the last 2 innings received 4 walks and unable to cash anything in yet. Belisle doesn't hang around out there. He gets the ball and comes right after you. 3-2 the count. Belisle also went under the knife, as they say. He had back surgery back in 2001. Fouled away. So with knee and back surgery, Matt just hangs in there. Three and two. Fouled away again. That's a borderline pitch. 3-2. Rafael no doubt felt he couldn't afford to take it. Still 3-2. Furcal in his leadoff role walked 3 and struck out 7 times. And a ground ball up the middle, base hit. So Furcal singles up the middle against Belisle. Rafael is 2 for 4. Orlando Hudson coming up, and a hungry Manny Ramirez on deck. Matt Belisle has not pitched a lot against the Dodgers, but Furcal getting that base hit is now 5 for 6 against him. Hudson 0 for 2, and Ramirez 1 for 2, a home run. And a strike outside corner. Orlando struck out in the first inning, fly to center in the third, and walked in the fifth. One ball, one strike. Manny with a chance to come up and get the club back in the game. Furcal at first, nobody out. That's a little low. So Belisle went 3-2. Furcal fouled off a couple and then singled. He comes right back behind. 2 balls and 1 strike. Remember what we told you about Colorado relievers against the Dodgers of late. In the last 5 games, the relievers have had an ERA of 0.7. The Dodgers hitting 143. Furcal held on by Helton. 2-1 the count to Orlando Hudson. Fouled away. 2-2. Orlando looking down to Larry Boa. Two balls, 2 strikes. If you joined us late, the Rockies scored 3 in the first inning. Spilborgh's walked with 1 out. With 2 out, Atkins doubled Spilborgh's home, and Brad Hopp hit a 2-run home run. And that's it. 3-0 Rockies. 2-2. And ball 3. So Belisle goes 3-2 in the first 2 hitters he faces. Clint Hurdle trying to show a little extra patience. Bob Apodaca is back on the bench sweating it out. And of course they don't want Manny to come up representing the tying run. There goes for call on ball 4. And now the table is really set. And Bob Apodaca will go out and try to talk to Matt Belisle. First and second, nobody out. And again, Manny Ramirez has gone 10 games without a home run. He has never hit a home run against Colorado in 72 at-bats. And of course this crowd has been hoping that he would come up representing the tying run, and they've gotten their wish. All right, Apodaca has talked to Belisle.
Number 99, Manny.
One of the things the Dodgers had done in this inning against Belisle was get deep into the count and make him work. Furcal went 3-2, fouled off several, and then got a base hit. So Raphael had a 9-pitch at bat, and then Hudson came up. He went 3-2, had a 6-pitch at bat. So let's see what Manny does. 2 on, nobody out. 3-0 Colorado. Boy, does he ever get the crowd alive? Wow. Fastball low. Manny single to left field, grounded to first, and just looped out to Barmes in the 5th inning. Furcal and Hudson on the lines. Matt Belisle on the spot. Fastball low, ball 2. Belisle is in his 3rd game. Two balls and no strikes. Almost hit him. Ball 3. Now, of course, you say to yourself, 3-0, will Joe Green light him? And you have to believe maybe so. Giving him the green light with the word of caution. If you get a pitch you can drive. And a low strike, meaning at the knees. Furcal at second, Hudson at first. Hurdle and Apodaca sweating out Matt Belisle. And it's going to go into right center. Base hit. Furcal will score. Hudson to third on a single by Manny. And the Rockies lead is now 3-1. Nobody out. Here's how Belisle fell behind to Manny, being so careful. Fastball low, next one low, next one high, and the next one barely at the knees, and then up and a base hit. So the Dodgers now have first and third. They finally break through to score a run. And for Manny Ramirez driving in Raphael Furcal, that would be Manny's 5th RBI. And out comes Matt Belisle, giving up 2 singles and a walk. looks like perhaps a double switch as Alan Embry, a left-hander, comes in, and we'll be back. Duncan came up with a clutch single to drive in a run. It also sent Hudson to third base. So the Dodgers have the tying run at first, trailing 3-1, and Matt Kemp will be facing Alan Embry. Alan Embry is remarkable for a lot of reasons. 60 games or close to it each of the last 12 years. Coming into this year, he was in 846 major league games, easily passing some of the greatest names the game has had to offer. Passing Walter Johnson, Mariano Rivera, Nolan Ryan. Talk about a workhorse. He's 39. And with first and third, it seems like he's played for everybody as he faces Matt Kemp. Fastball hit to the hole. Atkins goes to second. No play at first. Scoring is Hudson. And it is now Rockies 3, Dodgers 2. So Manny forced at second as Hudson comes home.
Right fielder number 60.
So Kemp gets a run batted in. So it's 3-2 in favor of the Rockies, and here is Andre Ethier. Ethier, looking at De La Rosa, had a rough night. Struck out with runners at second and third. Popped up with a runner at second. Struck out with a runner at first and second. And now looks at another left-hander in the veteran Alan Embry. Matt Kemp, of course, representing the tying run, and Matt very much of a threat on the base paths. He is 3 for 3 in stolen bases. Alan Embry came up with the Indians, but he has pitched with a lot of teams. Ball one. First the Indians, then the Braves, then the D-backs, then the Giants, then the White Sox, then the Padres, then the Red Sox, then the Yankees, then the Padres and the A's. So 10 different teams. Padres twice. Alan Embry. 1 ball and no strikes. Fastball hit to the gap in left center, and that will roll to the wall. Here comes Matt Kemp. He will score. Ethier doubles the throw to the plate, not in time, and the Dodgers tie it up 3-3. it has been such a frustrating night for Andre Ethier, but not this time as he doubles in Kemp. And now a somewhat crestfallen Clint Hurdle making his way to the mound, and he'll go to the pen again. So De La Rosa needed help and he didn't get it. Glendon Rush, Matt Belisle, Alan Embry, and he'll go to the pen again. Jason Grilli, a right-hander, will be brought in to face Russell Martin. So in the inning, for Call single to center, Hudson Ward. Manny single to right to drive in for Call. Kemp hit into a force play with Hudson scoring. Ethier doubles in Kemp. And the Dodgers tie it up and we'll be back. Dodgers putting on a little bit of a hitting clinic. Look where the pitch is to Ramirez. He doesn't try to pull it. He just hits it inside out into right center field. And then Andre Ethier against the left-hander. As the pitch is a breaking ball down, he goes the other way and doubles to left center. So some good hitting finally, and the Dodgers have tied it up. And here is Russell Martin against Jason Grilli, and it's a strike. Grilli, big fella, 6'5", had a save in 5 games, pitched in the World Series with the Tigers. "32 years old. Breaking ball away. So somewhat discouraged Alan Embry, but of course happy Dodger bench for Call, Ramirez, Kemp draped on the railing. 1-1. Fastball, ball 2, 2-1. Grilli was drafted out of high school by the Yankees but didn't sign. Then he pitched in the Hawaiian Winter League, then in the Arizona Fall League, and eventually hooked on with Florida. 2-1. Breaking ball strike. Martin singled back a third. Good play by Garrett Atkins to stop him from having a double. Then he grounded to third and walked. Russell has 5 RBIs, hitting .216. .3-3, bottom of the 7th. Martin followed by Mark Loretta. 1 out. Got him. Fastball outside part of the plate at 91, and down goes Russell. So Gurley gets an out, 2 down, and here is Loretta. Pitch is up there and then dipped down into the zone. And they rung up by Angel Hernandez. So now Gurley goes head to head with Mark Loretta. Loretta 0 for 2 in the past against Gurley. And a strike. Remember, the pitcher spot bats 8th, and Juan Pierre is out on deck. Loretta opened up at first, finishing at third. 2 fly balls to center and a base hit. Andre Ethier tied up the game with his double, still out there. That's a strike. Interesting story about Jason Gurley. Both Jason and his dad Steve made their Detroit Tiger debuts on the same date, September 19th, 30 years apart. How about that one? One and 2 to Loretta. Jason's been with Florida, the White Sox, 4 years with Detroit and Colorado last year. 1 and 2. Fastball. Loretta fights it off. And Gurley hits 91. 3 runs, 5 hits, and an error for the Rockies. 3 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers, who are in danger of leaving Ethier. That would mean they would have left 10, and 9 of the 10 in scoring position. Time. Don't forget, tomorrow afternoon at 12:40, Chad Billingsley and Aaron Cook. Sunday afternoon at 1:10, James McDonald and Ubaldo Jimenez. And that's going to be flared into left field. It's going to drop. And here comes Ethier to give the Dodgers a 4-3 lead. Well, we mentioned earlier, over the last 5 games here at Dodger Stadium, Colorado relievers have been brilliant, but not tonight. Loretta just gets enough of the breaking ball to flare it into left field. Blake DeWitt now runs for Mark Loretta. He gets a hero's greeting in the dugout. And Juan Pierre will now come up and bat for Guillermo Mota. Loretta almost embarrassed over that flare single to left field, but the old story, it'll look like a line drive in the box score, and a big run batted in. Ball 1 to Pierre. Juan batting .333. Breaking ball misses. So Gurley in a hole now, 2 balls and no strikes. Pierre is the 8th man to come to the plate in the 7th inning, and it all began with Furcall's 9-pitch at bat and a ground single up the middle. Fastball, and that's going to go into center. Stopping at second is DeWitt, and James Loney will be coming up as Pierre delivers. Just to repeat the numbers, in the last 5 games prior to tonight at Dodger Stadium, Rockies relievers held the Dodgers to a .143 batting average, an earned run of less than 1, and they had struck out 13 while allowing 1 walk. So I guess sooner or later they were going to be brought down to earth And now's the time. So Grilli facing Loney, who hit into a double play as a pinch hitter. And ball one. Loney as a pinch hitter, 2 for 22 in his career. And now he's in the game, hitting .316. 2 on, 2 out. Loney, the 9th man to bat. 1-1. Jason Grilli went to Seton Hall University in New Jersey. He was the #1 pick by the Giants way back when. One and one. Ball 2, 2-1. Really great curveball, fastball, cutter, and a change. Especially throwing cutters and changes to left-hand hitters. 2-1. Ground ball to the right side, gobbled up nicely by Barmes, and the inning is over, but not before the Dodgers come up with 4 here in the 7th inning. And at the end of 7, Dodgers 4, Rockies 3. Here, but he hung in there, and finally in the 7th inning knocked home the big run with a double, and then came home to score in that 4-run 7th inning. So with the Dodgers leading 4-3, they now make several changes. First of all, Blake DeWitt, who came in to run for Mark Loretta, will stay in the game and play third base. Coming in from the Dodger dugout, Hung-Chi Kuo, trying to save a victory for Guillermo Mota, who would be the pitcher of record. Hung-Chi Kuo had a little bit of a shaky relief assignment, but that's going to happen to anybody in this business, and the Dodgers hope now he's on the beam. Hung-Chi Kuo will face Ryan Spilborghs, Todd Helton, and Garrett Atkins. And ball 1. 4 runs, 10 hits for the Dodgers. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Rockies. Spilborghs walked, scored a run, struck out twice. For the Dodgers, scoring the 4, but they left 2 more. They've left 11, and 10 of the 11 in scoring position. Pretty good fastball at 92. Down in the Dodger bullpen, just beginning to loosen up now. Not quite his time. Jonathan Broxton. Two and one. And ball three. When the Dodgers came from behind and beat the Giants 5-4, Quo had a skittish 8th inning, giving up a home run. Well, actually, Belisario gave it up, but the first two men were on base by Quo. He had hit a batter and given up a single. And then Rowan hit one out against Belisario. 3-2 the count to Ryan Spilborghs. 4-3 Dodgers, 8th inning. Pulled right by DeWitt down the line. Spilborghs on his way for a double as Manny plays it back to the infield. So for the Rockies, they have the tying run at second base and nobody out. That thing was ripped. DeWitt just missed. 6 hits now for the Rockies, and Helton, Atkins, and Hopp with a chance to pick up Spilborghs and tie it up. Helton struck out, grounded out. Last time up, lost a hit on a nice play by Rafael Furcal. Taking a look in the book to see head-to-head matchup. Hung-Chi Kuo against Todd Helton. Helton is 1 for 3. A base hit, and the other 2 at bats he struck out. Little nubber. The runner has to hold. Kuo throws just in time to get Helton. And for Todd, at his age, it's all running uphill from home to first. And with the ball dribbled out in front of the plate, Spilborghs had nowhere to go. So a frustrated Helton. It just gets tougher every year. Still time to get him. So 1 away. And now Garrett Atkins. I'll bet you 90 feet seems like 100 to Helton now. Atkins doubled. Furcal took a hit away from him, and he singled. So Garrett could easily be 3 for 3. Garrett, born in Orange, lives in Irvine. As you probably know, went to school at UCLA. Ball 1. First bat that Garrett Atkins had, well, his dad gave it to him when he was about 4 or 5, and he would hit tennis balls with it. Spilborghs the tying run at second with 1 out. 2-0 the count to Garrett Atkins. Hung-Chi Kuo. A double to Spilborghs takes care of Helton. Atkins 2 for 5 in the past against Kuo. Way off with the fastball. 3-0 the count to Atkins, and on deck the left-hand hitting Brad Hopp. Honeycutt a little worried about Kuo. The paid attendance tonight, Friday night with fireworks to follow, 45,145. 45,145. Three 3-0 to Garrett Atkins. He has 2 home runs 21 last year. And ball 4. So Hung-Chi Kuo struggled his last time out against the Giants, and it's a struggle now. And Rick Honeycutt going out to try and help out. The hitter will be the troublesome Brad Hopp. Again, Brad Hopp came into this game with a career batting average of .351 against the Dodgers. And if they thought that they might have a change this year, well, they have another thought coming, because Hopp in his first at bat hit a 2-run home run. So Brad is right up there with Gary Sheffield and Matt Holliday, and his home run with a man aboard was the 16th home run in his career against the Dodgers. And then you realize he has never hit more than 9 against any other team. So Brad out of Fort Worth, Texas. He'll be 30 years old in June. Went to LSU, and he's been with the Rockies since '04. And a strike. How has he done going against Hung-Chi Kuo? The answer is 2 for 7 with a home run, but 4 strikeouts. 2 on, 1 out, 4-3 Dodgers, 8th inning. And the fastball is just off the plate. Sent that up there at 93. One and one. Ball 2. In our records, Brad Hopp has only hit 2 home runs in a game once. And he did that against Cy Young Brandon Webb. So Spielborgs and Atkins on the lines. 1 out. 2 and 1. Way off the plate. So Hung-Chi struggling a bit here. On deck, right hand hitting Troy Tulowitzki. Tulowitzki 2 for 4 in the past against Kuo. 1 out. Fastball missed, and the bases are loaded with 1 out. So Troy Tulowitzki coming up. Honeycutt is checking about Jonathan Broxton, and apparently John is ready. You saw Honeycutt nod yes, and here comes Joe to bring the hook out for Kuo. So Broxton rarely comes in prior to the 9th inning, but they need him desperately now. With 1 out, bases loaded, 4-3 Dodgers. Here comes Big John, and we'll be back. inning to take a 4-3 lead. Rafael Furcal opened up with a ground ball single up the middle and then a walk to Orlando Hudson. Ramirez then grounded one into right field, scoring Furcal. When Kemp hit into a force play, Hudson came home. Then Andre Ethier came up and doubled into the gap to tie it up. And Mark Loretta hit a little flare that dropped into left field for a base hit, scoring Ethier, and the Dodgers led 4-3. However, in the ninth inning, Quo struggles, 2 walks and a double. With 1 out, the bases loaded, and Troy Tulowitzki against Jonathan Broxton. Fastball 0-1. Troy Tulowitzki against Jonathan Broxton is 0-for-7 with 4 strikeouts. Oh and 1. Fastball, strike 2. So at third, Spilborghs. At second, Atkins. At first, Hawk. 1 out. 4-3 Dodgers, 8th inning. On deck, Chris Iannetta. Holding it as a splitter. He's got one. Fouled away. Broxton called in a little early tonight. His earned run average 1.8. He's been in 5 of the previous 10 games. And in 5 previous innings, he's been charged with 1 earned run, no walks, 7 strikeouts. Oh and 2. And no swing. Crowd doing a lot of umpiring. 1-2 the count. Below the knees, and Troy just did hold back. Immediately said no to plate umpire Angel Hernandez. 1-2 the count to Troy. 24-year-old out of Santa Clara, lives in Sunnyvale, went to nearby Long Beach State. Fastball got him. So in 8 at-bats against Jonathan Broxton, Troy Tulowitzki has struck out 5 times. So 2 down here in the 8th inning, and Chris Iannetta coming up. It might have been off the strike zone, but Troy went after it. Iannetta struck out twice and flied to center. Don Baylor, the hitting coach, now hoping Iannetta can do more than make contact. Hitting a half a buck. Foul back. Iannetta 0 for 3 tonight. He is 1 for 20. That one hit, a home run. Spilborghs, Atkins, and Hopp out on the lines. 2 out in the 8th. 4-3 Dodgers. On 1. Fouled away, so he has Iannetta 0-2. Broxton, in the second game of the 3-game series against the Giants, pitched the 9th inning, struck out 2 of the 3 and made 12 pitches, and now the crowd wants him to put the lid on the 8th inning. 2. And sliced down the right field line, foul back into the lower deck. 45,145 out here tonight. Remember, tomorrow Chad Billingsley and Aaron Cook, a 12:40 game. Sunday 1:10, James McDonald and Ubaldo Jimenez. Bases loaded, 2 out, 8th inning, 4-3 Dodgers. Baylor and Hurdle sweating it out. Check swing. No swing. They don't even ask. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Iannetta last year, almost half of his hits were for extra bases. He had 88 hits and 42 of them for extra bases. 1-2 the count to Chris. Well, Broxton comes in, strikes out Tulowitzki, strikes out Iannetta. The Rockies leave the bases loaded, and at the end of 7.5, 4-3 Dodgers. Strike out Tulowitzki and Iannetta. He came in the dugout, got a cup full of water. No one said a word to him. Now a pat on the head from the goodwill ambassador, number 99. Of course, John isn't finished. It was an early performance for him tonight. Asked to get 5 outs. He'll have Barmas, the pitcher spot, and Dexter Fowler in the 9th inning, and a chance to catch his breath. 10 hard pitches in the 8th inning. Dodgers had 9 men come to the plate, so that Rafael Furcal will lead off again, this time against Houston Street. Street came over from the A's in the big deal that sent Matt Holliday up north to the Bay Area. And a strike to Furcal. Houston Street went to the University of Texas. He's born in Austin. His father was an all-conference pitcher, but more famous for being a quarterback. Ground ball. Barmas goes back to get it. Nice play. 1 away. You may remember the name James Street.
Number 13, Orlando
Have to be on the older side to remember, but he was a famous quarterback for the University of Texas. Won the Cotton Bowl. So with one away, Houston working now on Hudson. And a strike on one. Hudson struck out, fly to center, walked twice, scored in the 7th inning, along with for COL. Fastball hit right between Street's legs and out into center field. As far as Street is concerned, better through than a dead end.
Left field, number 99, Manny Ramirez.
Manny Ramirez coming up. You know, you can see the first ever regular season Mexican League game in Los Angeles Saturday, May 16th at Dodger Stadium. Monterrey and Mexico City face off in a rematch of the Mexican League Championship last year. Tickets and parking as low as $5. So call the Dodgers 866 or visit Dodgers.com. But here's Manny. Hudson at first, one out. And ball one. Ramirez singled in the first inning, grounded out in the third, popped up in the fifth, and then grounded a single in the 7th inning to drive in for COL. And the Dodgers scored their first of 4. 2-0 the count. Ramirez facing Houston Street. 1 for 5. Meanwhile, Orlando busy over there at first. 2-0 the count. Hudson 3 for 3 in stolen bases. And that's ball 3. I would think Joe Torre a lot of times gives Manny the green light 3-0. But Manny is very disciplined. Matt Kemp on deck. And he has walked 13 times. 3-0. Yep. Why not? You have a power plant. Why not turn it on? Knowing full well that 9 times out of 10, Manny's not going to swing out of a bad pitch. Joe Torre, Bob Schaefer, Don Mattingly, Rick Honeycutt, the brain trust down in the dugout. 3-1. There goes Hudson, and strike 2. For Orlando, steal second. Manny didn't like the location and let him run to pick it up. So now let's see, would they put him on 3-2 or pitch to him? They will pitch to him. Jim Tracy alongside of Clint Hurdle. Too much time for Manny. Houston Street, like Manny Ramirez, has a few glistening credentials. Street was, among other things, the American League Rookie of the Year a few years ago. That was in 05. All right, 3-2, 1 out. Hudson at second, and Manny tired of waiting again. Street basically fastball slider with some change-ups, but he's been working on the change. Got him. So Manny Ramirez on an off-speed pitch strikes out. That's a big pitch for Houston Street. Then he fooled, down he goes, and the batter is Matt Kemp. Dodgers 4, Rockies 3, 2 out, bottom of the 8th inning. Street is a good size, but so many of the other pitchers are so big that he looks very slender out there on the mound. But actually, he's a 6-footer, about 190 pounds. #1 pick by the Oakland A's 5 years ago. And a strike. Last year, over in the American League, left-handers hit 200 against Street, right-handers 250. Right-handers managed 1 home run in 148 at-bats against him. Hudson at second with 2 out. Off the plate, 1-1. To repeat, when the Rockies come up in the 9th, they'll start with Clint Barmas, and then we'll see about Clint getting into the deck. He has a lot of people in the dugout. Left-handers Ian Stewart and Omar Quintanilla. Right-handers Yorvit Torrealba and Jeff Baker. Against Jonathan Broxton. 1 ball and 1 strike. Breaking ball hit wide of third. Atkins gets the out. So the Dodgers leave another, and interestingly enough, in scoring position. Time for Big John to go back to work. 4-3 Dodgers. Rescue, bases loaded, 1 out. Dodgers trying to hold on to a 4-3 lead, and he strikes out Tulowitzki. That's 5 strikeouts and 8 at-bats for Troy. Then Iannetta went after a bad ball to strike out. It took Broxton 10 pitches to take care of Tulowitzki and Iannetta, but his job is far from over. He will now face Clint Barmas, Ian Stewart, and Dexter Fowler. 4-3 Dodgers in the 9th, trying to win their 6th in a row. Barmas fouled out twice and doubled to left. Remember, when he doubled in the 7th inning, he turned on a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, according to the gun, and doubled to left. Clint hitting .296. It is really amazing how frustrated and frustrating the Dodger hitters have been, and yet they're leading in the game 4-3. The Dodgers have left 12 men, but more importantly, 11 of the 12 in scoring position. The Dodgers are 2 for 15 with runners in scoring position, and yet they're out in front. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-2 to Barmes. How has Clint done against Jonathan Broxton? Barmes 0 for 3. Game 1. 3-game series, 12:40 tomorrow. Remember, Billingsley and Cook. Little ground ball to short for call. On the way. Now, local boy Ian Stewart will be coming up.
Your attention, please, for the Rockies.
Ian Stewart, born in Long Beach and lives in Garden Grove. He went to La Quinta High School and committed to USC, but then passed up college to turn pro. So here is Ian, well put together, 6'3", 205-pounder. And ball 1. Stewart, 24 years old. Liked the idea when he was at Asheville. He wound up marrying the manager's daughter. Strike. 1-1 to Ian. The Sally League, the South Atlantic League, has always been a pretty tough hitters league. 5 years ago, Stewart was the youngest player to hit 30 home runs in 107 years. 1-2. You look at Broxton's numbers so far. He has worked 6 innings and he has struck out 9. Quite an average. Got him. So Ian Stewart punched out on a high fastball, and Hurdle is down to his last out. Take a location up there with some movement on it, and down goes Ian. So 3 strikeouts for Broxton. The only man to hit the ball was Barmes. And now the young Dexter Fowler, the switch hitter, batting left-handed. The crowd on its feet now. Mothers with babies in arms on their feet. And a strike. 7 times in his young career, 7 times, Broxton has been asked to get more than 3 outs for a save, and he's been asked to do that tonight, and he has gotten 4 outs with 1 to go. 0-2 to young Dexter Fowler. So you have a couple of Georgia boys fighting it out right down to the wire. Augusta, Georgia was the home of Jonathan Broxton, and Dexter Fowler from Atlanta and Alpharetta. 0-2. 2 Bulldogs gnawing at the same bone here. 4-3 Dodgers. One and 2. 4 runs, 11 hits for the Dodgers. 3 runs, 6 hits, and an error for the Rockies. Rockies had won 4 straight at Dodger Stadium last year. Mark Loretta's flare to left, driving in the go-ahead run. 1-2. Fastball 2-2. Get the feeling John is pushing himself a little bit. He made 10 pitches in the 8th inning. So he's made 22 pitches, 12 in this inning. Two and two. Fastball got him. Big John does it again. He strikes out 4 of the 5 men he faces. The Dodgers come from behind, beat the Rockies 4-3, and the Dodgers have now won 6 in a row. Fastball at the knees, bringing up